It depends on if you chose the woman or if the woman chose you. I think that in any circumstance where you choose the woman, I think that she absolutely will not care about you at all in that initial situation because you're the one who chose her. So now you're already in a position where you have to convince her, right? Now now this what's rare though that we overlook is that there are many cases where women choose men. And when a woman chooses a man, she cares from the beginning. When a woman chooses a man, there's nothing that man can ask her from the beginning that she's not going to do when she's the one who made that choice. So it's like so a lot of times, for example, men are thinking that they finessed the woman into bed, not realizing that that woman decided a week ago she was gonna fuck you. She saw you come into the coffee shop a week ago. She peeped that you worked at Coldwell Banker. And, you know, she came in there acting like she was just looking for some information. You know, she did all that because she wanted to fuck you. So I feel like I feel like it's 100% contingent on who makes the choice.
Reality for us men. Women don't genuinely care about you up front. Answer this. When did she start respecting you? Was it at the beginning when y'all first met, the middle, or when she seen you had yourself in order? If you have a top 5 priority list, make sure them first 4 slots is you. Those first 4 priorities should be your purpose, your finances, your health, and your respect. Because at any given moment, that woman can switch up and put her feelings first. She how you playing a question game, asking yourself where you went wrong. I can tell you, them first priority slots you had when you met her, you slacked up on them. Don't ever do that. Keep them priorities right there and she'll respect you more. Just make her one of those priorities, but not the priority.
The question that I asked to the wives on the panel, the women on the panel last night was, what was your first impression of your spouse? And the general statement was, I thought he was weird. I didn't know why he wanted to talk to me. I thought that was, you know what I'm saying? That's the initial that was the initial response, right? And so they don't care about you because they don't see what your value is in the beginning. It's a matter of you have to give all of this information to them for them to see if they can fit in your life or you can fit in theirs. And so instead of kind of having themselves be open to a conversation, they've already kind of diagnosed you from what it is that they've seen. So if they feel like they're attracted to you, then you're going to have a different there's going to be a different level of what they're going to accept from you off top. I mean, we've heard women say, well, I already know within the first, 5 seconds if I want to sleep with the dude, or 10 seconds, whatever the case may be. So even up front, they haven't even given you a chance. So therefore, I would say that they don't really care about you genuinely up front in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm thinking Humble Dad is like spot on because most women, they're looking for reasons to like you or dislike you. And for the most part, which is ironic, which is weird, but most women, they don't really get to choose the man that they truly want because they don't approach the guy. They choose based upon the men that approach them. So their approach on dating is a little bit different. So they are looking and watching to see why should I even give this person a chance. So I think for a fact, it depends. It depends on the situation. But I think most of the time, most women, they really just don't care about the guy. They just want to see, what benefit that they.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that women genuinely care about you up front. Not at first. I think what mindset was trying to allude to as well was that women try to disqualify men and men try to qualify women. Always trying to find a reason. Okay, like he's not short, he's not tall enough, he's not this or that, without even really having the opportunity to get to know this person, who they are, what are their values, their virtues, etc. Right? So there's always that, okay, they're trying to disqualify you before you've even gotten an opportunity to open up and get to know who this person actually is, right? You're kind of judging the book by its cover. And in doing that, what some would do, once they sit down, they'll try to, depending on the woman too, some will try to kind of ruin the evening or the conversation, right? If they're genuinely not into you because you already missed those markers. But the ones who are more open and more receptive and more malleable, they'll listen. And those things that they find to be more favorable, those will slowly start to sleep back because of the simple fact that if she genuinely likes you and vibing with you and you're having good conversation and it's just like the chemistry is there, those things could take a back seat. But I mean, up front, they genuinely don't care because they're trying to assess. Sorry, they're trying to assess where could this potentially go, right? And they don't know that, and sort of they don't feel that they have to invest anything. They just need to show up. But you, as the man, you have to set up the date. You have to set up the experience. You have to, pretty much curate this entire, date process, right? Because it's on you. But for her, she just shows up, and if you qualify, you qualify. If you don't, you don't.
Lewis, how does that go again? You said men try to disqualify women and women qualify men?
Men try to qualify women while women try to disqualify men.
Oh, I had it backwards. Okay.
Yeah, women try to disqualify men and men try to qualify women, right? Because when we ask questions and we have these conversations on here about vetting women, about, what is their, background, what is their upbringing, what are their thoughts and views around marriage, kids, and things like that. We're trying to qualify this woman. Does this woman align with me? Does she see things from the perspective, and is this woman malleable? Women are not necessarily doing those things right up front. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to kind of the question. Women don't genuinely care about you up front, right? It takes time and a while, especially in their head. You know what I'm saying? We fall in love or fall in interest through our eyes and up front. That happens for women in hindsight through the process of dating and getting to know you, right? It's the little things that kind of build up for her to get to that point.
But based on your response, though, wouldn't the woman already have disqualified you from the jump? So then she's trying to qualify.
I thought it was. It seems flip actually. Okay. But go ahead. Go ahead.
That's why I kind of wanted to add to that. But
go ahead.
Humble that you were adding.
I'm good. If you're gonna say what I'm thinking, you can go ahead and go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I really think it's contingent upon, it depends on if you chose the woman or if the woman chose you. I think that in any circumstance where you choose the woman, I think that she absolutely will not care about you at all in that initial situation because you're the one who chose her. So now you're already in a position where you have to convince her, right? Now, this what's rare though that we overlook is that there are many cases where women choose men, and when a woman chooses a man, she cares from the beginning. When a woman chooses a man, there's nothing that man can ask her from the beginning that she's not going to do when she's the one who made that choice. So it's like, so a lot of times, for example, men are thinking that they finessed the woman into bed, not realizing that woman decided a week ago she was going to fuck you. She saw you come into the coffee shop a week ago. She peeped that you worked at Coldwell Banker. And, she came in there acting like she was just looking for some information. She did all that because she wanted to fuck you. So I feel like I feel like it's 100% contingent on who makes the choice. When a woman makes the choice, she's all in. When a man makes the choice, she's not going to be all in.
Clout, but wouldn't that woman that chose him had already done her homework on him, had already figured him out, had already did all the background check in her mind, whether she Googled his name or checked out his Instagram and did all of that shit, or heard him talking on the podcast enough times.
If a woman's doing research on you, she already chose. That's the way I look at it. Like if she's doing research on you, yeah.
But that's my point. So that's not necessarily upfront. Because when I hear upfront, I'm thinking almost like in the early stages or right away without somebody knowing pretty much anything about the other person.
Well, look at this. I mean, it is upfront because she cares enough to be researching you. You know what I'm saying? She cares. She's taking time out her day to be looking you up and finding out what's going on with you. So she already chose you. Ain't nothing you could say. The only thing you could do at this point is mess it up. But if you say keep the conversation simple, let her talk, it's already a done deal. She already decided what's going to happen. You just gotta let it happen. Allow it to happen. Don't fuck it up.
I got you, big dog.
Yeah. I think women care about your utility in the beginning. I think they care about your value proposition. They care about what they can get from the situation, whether that's clout, whether they just want some high quality penis. You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to be connected whether they want to be connected to a dude that they feel like is that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a social proof to their friends or whatever, for validation, whatever the case may be. They care about what they can get out of the situation in the beginning. And I'm not even saying they're wrong. But nah, they don't give a shit about you in the beginning, and they shouldn't. I would think it would be weird if you cared about me. That kind of scares me away. So yeah, they care about what your value proposition is.
What have you done for me lately? Fucking Janet Jackson song and shit. That's a staple. That's an anthem for a lot of women.
It depends what kind of women y'all are getting. If you're getting, if the woman is coming through, like if you're chasing the woman, yes, then nothing up front. But there are women that will they're animals today. They will throw themselves at a guy like just because they like really, really have such burning genuine desire for them without even knowing what kind of car he drives, without knowing all types of shit. Sometimes women can be really down for a guy just based off of their looks. And I would argue like a girl that has really low bodies, like she's really young, you can definitely get more of this stuff more up front because she hasn't experienced as much. She's not as alpha widowed in different things. So it's really just about what kind of girls you're dealing with. But there's definitely some girls
alpha
where
widow?
it doesn't matter up front.
What is alpha widow?
Alpha widowed is whenever she's just been with a guy before that was just so amazing that she can't stop thinking about him. Like you'll see it on video sometimes where a girl's complaining about how she can't get over a certain guy. It's because she's alpha widowed by him. He was such a badass. He had so much money. Maybe she traveled with him to certain places. He had such a lifestyle that she can't replicate from other men that she's alpha widowed by him. Or there's some guys with just such a good dick game. They've been alpha widowed. You can also be alpha widowed by categories. Like a girl that's been with like 20 dudes, she might be alpha widowed by one guy's sex game. One guy was the best kickster. One guy was the best for experiences. And then like there's also alpha widow in the sense that like say like she has 15 bodies, but every one of the guys was under 5'9". You could technically be her new alpha if you're 6 foot tall because she never had sex with a guy that was over 5'9". So like it's just like but say like a girl's like a model and she's been with 5 dudes before, but each one of them were 6'4" basketball players. You're gonna have a hard time like beating that alpha. That's just how I kind of see alpha widow, I guess.
Alpha widow.
It seems like once it almost seems like once a woman has experiences like high or this level of experience,
an amazing motherfucker. How many of you fellas alpha widowed these? How many of you fellas alpha widowed these women out here, man? I know y'all out here alpha widowing these women. They all thinking about you when they with their man right now. Y'all cold blood. Y'all some cold alpha. Y'all.
No.
You dead to her. She's dead to you.
Well, so alphas can always change though. Like that, like you need to always don't think that like a woman's stuck all the time because they can always change to like a new alpha. It happens all the time. It's not like really hard for a girl to forget the old guy sometimes. It just depends.